clear away all the negative energy off of the channel. Everyone coming on with a negative energy, a negative vibe, can just go away. There you go. Kindly just go away. If you're coming on with, only usher in the positive, kind people who are loyal and wonderful subscribers, and usher in new subscribers that will stay. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. Hi, everybody. Welcome to my channel. And listen, it's a new day. It's a new day. It's Thursday. And guess what? I'm changing so many things around today. I'm changing a lot of things around on the show. And so there's a lot happening, a lot of new things going to go on in the show. And, there's going to be complete and utter euphoric happiness, euphoric notion. Listen, we're cleansing the air of all the negative energy and all those negative people that try to infiltrate the show on daily. It's okay. I'm going to break it down, everybody, and I can't be soft about this. If you're going to come on with the most vile stuff, growing playing. But today is a new day. I just want to come on and say, everybody, listen, out with the old and with the new. We're going to have something different on the show. Hi, Jason. This is my little sage paleo stick. We're ushered in positive energy. New subscribers also, right, Jason? And so tonight is going to be completely different than any show. That's right, Jason. Respect the lady. Thank you. So tonight, everybody, it is going to be completely different. It is going to be a different show tonight. And what we're going to be doing is, listen, you come back, you come on tonight at 8:30 to find out, because it's going to be a whole new show. It's going to be different each day. It could be something different. I'm going to spice up the show. Each day is going to bring I'm going to bring something different. So you got to stay tuned, because guess what? This girl is going higher. This girl is going higher. Right? Okay. So we're going to be doing a lot of stuff, but I wanted to show you something, everyone. I wanted to show you this. Now, I cut this in half, but this is actually an album. No, it's still going to be the intuitive, but it's just going to be different stuff doing things with my intuitive. So yes, but it's going to be like, okay, so this was an album cover, and I turned the album cover of Bill Cosby, as you see, okay, into a piece of art. All right, that was a while back. I think this is one of my original taps. And so I actually cut it in half, I think, and made the other side. It's really cool. I think I signed it this way. So this is one of the older ones. So I'm trying to figure out, hold on a second. Instead of like, throwing the album covers away, because I love the album covers. Has anybody ever just like looked and observed all the album covers? They're so unique, and I hate to throw them away. It's like the album covers are like a work of art in with themselves. So I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate this, because when you get the piece of art, should I just put the art in its sleeve of the album cover, because the album cover is so unique within itself? The artist, designed their own album cover, and they're neat. Let's just do so. I don't even know, but so I tippity tapped on, just like I said, some album covers. Now this is a whole album, and I made this beautiful art. This was one of my original taps, because I used a lot of color in this. Now I don't use that much color, but this was one of my original taps. And as you can see, this is northeastern, see? And here's the whole album, because I left little remnants of the lyrics right in the back. And I tapped, see? So, that piece of art. So I think that's how we're going to preserve the album covers themselves. I think, make the art And that is so cool. Let me take that out. That is so cool to preserve that, the album cover. We got to figure out something. You know, recycle. Art is all about a mindset of recycling what is no longer served, right? Or what nobody. So, you know, if you don't listen to this kind of music anymore, what have you, turn your albums into a work of art, and even the album cover, and you know, and sit them on your coffee table and use them almost like books that people can just look through and see the beautiful art that you created, right? Because at the end of the day, art is so beautiful, and then your guests can go, wow, you made this. And you know, it's like your art is like a book, right? You know, yes, my cousin's ex-boyfriend owns a record store, and he gave me all the albums and the records that he no longer wanted, and that's what I used to do the tap art with. So and so I use those albums that he no longer. Hi, Istanbul. And so what you can do, everybody, is sit these on your coffee table, and like this, and have your art. And then so when your guests come over, they can skim through your work of art, because it's like a book, but it's your art sitting there that they can look through. Isn't that neat? So utilize your coffee table with your own beautiful works of art that you created on your albums. And even like when you purchase my albums, you can sit them right there, you know, on your coffee table, so your guests can look through the art. Isn't that cool, right? So there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the show, and it's just so much good things happening. Tonight, everybody, it's going to be something so different, because you know, there's so much stuff going on. And so tonight, we're going to kind of do it a little bit different tonight, everyone. It's going to be good. You have to stay tuned to find out what's going on, and it's really going to be good. So, you know, you got to hang on. And I did throw out a lot of album covers. I wish I would not have done that, because I was thinking, what do I do? And here I didn't realize that. Let's use them as our own our own books, right? So tonight we're gonna be doing a little snap talk tap, intuitive tap tonight, where we're just gonna be talking about things. But in the meantime, I'm not gonna, you know, beg the boards for anything or ask them any information to tell us nothing, because we're going to be using those beautiful album covers and making our own books for coffee stands. Or even if you just have a stand that you can just put all of your art there, and in that way people can look through it, right? Because some people may not want to read a book, but they'll look at your art and they'll look through and go, wow, you did that. Or even everyone, if you have kids, right? And you have old go to the album stores. More than likely there's old albums that nobody has bought. They don't want them no longer, or maybe they'll sell you some in bundles. Now my cousin's boyfriend, now he sells a whole bunch in bundles now, which you can't blame him, because you know. But and then have your kids do their own work of art to sit on your coffee table, so when your guests come over, they can look through your kids' art and your family's art. You create your own family art, everybody, you know, for your friends and your family to come and go, wow, you've done this. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. You know, have your kids involved in making their own book art, which it's not books, it's just their own work of art that they can sit on your coffee table for everyone to enjoy and see when they come over, right? That's a good idea, everybody, on a Friday night or Saturday night, and you have kids, and you're trying to figure out what to do, and you know, the cost of stuff is getting high right now, right? So right. Oh, Jason, right. Oh, let me put all the comments in here. Sorry. And so what else you can do, everyone, is a great way. If a lot of people have kids, not everybody's like me, childless and stuff, right? And ain't got an animal. So you got to think outside the box. And I'm just giving you little tips that you can do, like as parents, and to keep your kids, you know, enjoy their night. Everybody, get them some popcorn and stuff and some M&Ms, and sit around and have them do their own art to display for people. As a matter of fact, Do you realize that people would buy a piece of art from a child probably faster than they would from an adult? So, have your little kids make their own pieces of art to sell this year at the craft at the art shows and stuff. You would be surprised at how much you could get for your kids' piece of art. So what I recommend is, like, just like I said, if you have any old albums or anything like that, start your kids off doing that. Or even, hold on a second, right? Okay, so I know my little tips here. Hold on a minute. Hold on 1 second. Get a couple things to scratch me like. Ugh. Okay. All right. So, and if you don't have a lot of space in your home or whatever, but your kids still need to do their little art and have their own little book art right at the coffee table. Dollar Tree has this size also. And so they can put the art on here and they can even sell it, everybody. I mean, I'm serious. Have your kids do their own pieces of art and sell, because, their masterpieces may become a Mona Lisa or something someday. You never know. So get your kids started into this art and doing art. And I'm telling you, you never know the beauty of what your kids are going to come up with. And you just have no idea. You got to use your mind. You got to have the kids use their minds to, and everything. All my tap tools, everybody. Do you realize all my tap tools except Big Bertha came from Dollar Tree? So all the tap tools that you see me use, all the stuff, it actually came from Dollar Tree. And so I know what Mr. Butch says, Tina, don't give your information out, but it's good to help others because everybody does different art, right? So, but it's exactly, use your minds, use anything, everybody. Do something different. Don't just sit back and think that that you can't create something that somebody won't buy. I'm a vendor. I set up my stand. I see things that people create. I see things that people should create that would sell. I see things that that's going on. So you just got to do it. And nobody wants to sit their children down. There's one man at the vending stand. He has his son, which is, I think, 9. He sets his stand up by himself. He puts his little products that he makes out by himself. He sells all of his stuff, everybody. So if your little kids are doing their making things to sell, come on now. There's no excuse, right? Exactly. So why not create? Exactly. That's right. But I know a lot of people have little kids and they're not utilizing their little kids' talent. There's so many little kids with so much talent. It's not even funny. It's unbelievable. Everybody do something. Don't give up on your kids, because you never know. You just never know. So you got to make even if little kids are talented in some way, and make their little videos. Do you realize there's little videos out of little kids playing with their toys and showing other kids, how to play with the toys and how they like the toys and not like the toys? Your little kids can do that too. I do videos like that, and they do good to buy and not to buy. What kids? I mean, you got to think outside the box, especially when you have kids in this day and age. Everybody, we all need to make money. We're gonna run into tough times to where everybody's going to be making videos to try to stay alive, because at this point in time, what's going to happen this year with this economy is everybody's going to be on yes, Jason, everybody's going to be on social media this year, everyone watching videos, because no one will be able to afford to take their kids anywhere. No one will be able to, probably a lot of people won't even be able to afford cable, because it's going to get really tough. A lot of people are going to lose their jobs. So what are they going to turn to? They're going to turn to YouTube and watch YouTube videos and YouTube channels. They're going to have their little kids watching different little YouTube channels. You got to think outside the box, everybody. These parents that think outside the box, and they're growing their children's YouTube channels in leaps and bounds. I'm telling you, they're growing their animal. If you have an animal, my dog Sis, when I had her little videos would be going up to 1,000 or something every time I'd post a video of her rolling around outside in the yard. You got to be creative to make money, because now is the time that you got to pick yourself up, everybody. This is scary times. You got to pick yourself up. This is no joke. And YouTube and all these social media avenues, such as YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Well, X is more like the news and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Or whatever platform you're on. You just have got to figure out things outside the box to make money, because if any, you can do it. A lot of these YouTubers, I mean, you can do it. You just have to put in the work to do it, and you have to be diligent. Yeah, right. Jason's watching me for the. Jason's watching me for the news, for the art, the inspiration. Thank you, Jason. Thank you. And so you just gotta pick it up, everybody. Don't just sit there and think that nothing's going to happen to you. It happens to everybody. Things in life happen to everybody, but it's how you pick yourself up that matters the most, and just, you rely on you, everybody, because you're the only person at the end of the day that you can rely on is you. I've learned that in my life. I don't have anybody to turn to. I have me to rely on. So you gotta figure out stuff to rely on you to get through, right? And that's what you have to do. I mean, this year, people aren't going to be outside in the hot heat doing their yard work. I know there's a lot of lawn care services, but there's a lot of yards out there, and a lot of people need things done. Everybody, you got to figure out ways to do stuff. There's a lot of people that, that just can't do things, and they really need somebody to help them. So you got to come up with something real quick. And I'm telling you, I'm just warning everybody, because this is going to be a do or die time of the year. This year is going to be rough for everybody, and to stay afloat, and only the strongest will. I mean, it's going to be rough. So you got to really think outside the box and making money really hard. You got to think every angle of every angle, everyone. And I'm not joking you. Right, Jason? Thank you, baby. So that's why I bought this beautiful angel at Goodwill the other day for $3 and something. And then it fit the paleo stick perfectly down in it. But it's just to say that, everybody, we all got something in us that God created to make money. We don't have to rely on man. We don't have to rely on a machine. We don't have to rely on people telling us what to do and what not to do and how to do it. And we don't have to do that. Only if you put in that work. You have to put in that beautiful work. Let's sting positive energy. You can barely walk these days. What, Jason? Come on now. You can barely walk? What the hell's wrong with you? Come on, Jason. Come on, Jason. Jason says he can barely walk these days. Oh my God, Jason. Come on now. This ain't funny. Come on now. But, just like I said, everybody, there's a lot of people out there that are hurting. There's a lot of people out there, trying to stay in their homes, and they don't have nobody to help them. You just got to find what is going to work for you and just do it, right? There's a lot of stuff happening. So you got to help, you got to pick yourself up, everybody. And we all got to pick ourselves up each day. Stenosis of your spine. Any fractured foot, serious. Oh my gosh, Jason, come on. Gee whiz, send in prayers, everybody. We're just, this angel, she will be working overtime. Are you Angel Sis? How about that? Loving memory of my dog. Angel Sis is coming to you, right? Oh my word. That's something. Well, I hope you get better, Jason. Hope you get better. But everyone, we're living in times where we're always, I see this, everyone, we're putting everybody down and not lifting nobody up. We're sitting and looking at a story where we're only hearing one part of the story and not the whole story, everyone, right? We got to read through everything, okay? We're just, seriously, we're losing ground here quickly if we're just not thinking about things. And I wanted to talk about something because this could be a little, snap talk and stuff. And I wanted to talk about this, everybody. We're sitting and we're I don't know what's happening with our society, everyone. We are sitting and and adoring. Oh my God, Jason got nerve damage. It's been a rough 10. Oh my God, Jason. Oh, Jason, come on. Jason's going through nerve damage. Oh, Lord, Jason. Oh, my word. God's got you, Jason. I see the dollar signs are still flowing over top of you, everybody. So used to God's got you. Hello, hi, Arian. Arian, hi. How are you doing? God's got you, Jason. But we're living in times where I think this is getting scary, everybody. We're and I wrote this down so I'm not getting my words jumbled because it's not talk like Ricky. Okay, so I was, and I'm going to go and talk about this on my Facebook page. Now, I was thinking about this, everyone. Now, we're so fascinated by people who are doing bad things and hurt others. And this is serious talk, everybody, I'm about to do. Oh my gosh, Jason. Hi, India. Hi, everybody. And we're sitting and we are so fascinated by people that hurt other people. I mean, it's not, we're trying to get them out of jail. We're trying to, I mean, and it takes me back to um, um, what is this, Kilmore Garcia or whatever. And he, they sent him ice, picked him up. Now, everybody, did we hear the whole story of this man before we go, oh, the Trump administration done this to him? Did we hear the whole story, everybody? See, this is what I'm saying. There's a whole bunch of sides to different stories, and nobody wants to hear the truth. Now, everybody, and I had to sit back and think, when did I want to talk about this? Because I'm thinking something can't be right with this guy. Well, everyone, in 2021, his girlfriend that is on TV pumping about letting him out and all this and that. Come on now, everybody. He done beat her. Now, I think back, any man that hurts a woman and beats a woman, darn well they got to be beating them kids too. And that is wrong. So, we're sitting back and wanting these people let out of jail. We got Manny Yannioni because he's gorgeous and people don't care that he walked up and went boom and shot a CEO in the back of the head for no reason at all. He didn't even have that man's health insurance. And people are going mad over these kind of people. And I'm kind of wondering what the hell is happening here. We are loving on people, criminals, diehard criminals, everybody. And what about victims? What about people that have been hurt by a lot of these people? We're not even worrying about victims now. Come on now. Now, I'm just kind of curious because, his girlfriend stands on TV and says, she baby, I'm trying to bring you home. But yet he done beat her. I mean, I don't know what in the hell's happening here, everybody. Mangione, he gets so many people to donate money. I think it's like millions of dollars to his lawyer fund. And we think this stuff is funny, everybody. This isn't funny, everyone. This is not funny. We are loving on people who have hurt people, who are not good for our society. And we want these type of people out of jail. I don't understand this. I can't wrap my brain around this, everybody. We're living in different times here where we want criminals that have obviously hurt people. We want them out of jail. But yet, we don't care about the victim now. We don't care about the victims because, after all, they're a victim, and they've been hurt by people, but we don't care about the person that was hurt. We're only caring about the person that hurt them. And there's something wrong about that, everybody. We're just living in a flipped up way here, right? Jason's living in pain constantly, everybody. Okay, Jason. Well, sending prayers to you, honey, okay? And Jason says he got a lot of pains in his body, everybody. But I mean, it's really, it's something's happening. The shift is happening, everybody. What is going on to where we are so fascinated about not getting to the truth about things, but we're so, a Maryland man, he is not. I'm going to listen, everybody. I call truth where it is truth. He is not a Maryland man. As a matter of fact, he's an El Salvadorian man. He's not a Maryland man at all. So when people are coming on and saying, "Oh, he is not a Maryland man," for the love of Lord. No, he's not. And his girlfriend made reports in 2021 that this man had abused her. I mean, what in the ever-loving hell is going on here? This isn't funny, everybody. We're here. We're not seeing the whole picture. And this is why I did not say anything, because I knew something just was not right with that guy. If there's something, there had to be more to this story. And here there was. See, everybody, we're trying to dig and dive, and we just go right into the not know and right into, but, do we know why his girlfriend suddenly is standing up there? "Honey, baby, I want you to come back home." But he beat her, and she had 2 reports. I mean, this is only in 2021, everyone. Hi, Richard. So, we got to look at the whole big story and the whole big pictures of stuff, everybody. I know, love the Trump administration or hate him, whatever. I meet me in the middle. But, when right is right, right is right. And when wrong is wrong, wrong is wrong, right? But this is craziness, everybody. This is really craziness. And we want this man, stop calling him a Maryland man. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Ain't doing Maryland no justice. He's not a Maryland man. And it doesn't matter. Because here in America, if we done the things, he didn't show up the court dates. If we as Americans done that, we would have been in jail. Come on now. Can't blame the Trump administration for all this stuff now, everybody. Come on now. We can't have these people running our streets and hurting people. It's not funny. You're not a victim. That's why everybody is saying this stuff about this man ain't a victim. Wasn't a victim of him. They're not a victim of these people. No, I don't know what they did. No, they ain't pardon him. I don't know, but I'm just saying, everybody, yes, people have to have fair court dates. That is absolutely right. Yes, everybody gonna have a fair court date, wrong or right. That is correct. Wrong or right, we all have to have, anyone has to have a fair court date. But gee whiz, some of this stuff is just, yeah, but everybody. So, tonight, everybody, don't forget to come on, because we're going to have a different show tonight. It's going to be something different. So you guys, I ain't going to tell you. You got to fill you in. I'll fill you in later on. I'll fill you in tonight. No due process. Yeah. Richard said no due process. But, and also, everybody, you just can't. How can we do this, everyone? How can we step our foot into another country without documentation? How do we act like we're going to stay in another country and do crimes? How do we think we're just going to walk over here? Oh, yeah, I have no idea. But what I'm saying is, everybody, you just cannot come to our country and do this crazy stuff. This isn't funny now. We have enough criminals in here to last us a lifetime. I mean, this man had beat his girlfriend, and probably even his kids, allegedly, probably, because if he's done beat her, darn well the kids aren't far behind. And I don't feel sympathy for him. Beating on a woman like that, and darn well she filed these charges. Exactly, Jason. It's getting crazy. We can't go into other countries, everybody, and think that we're just going to stay there. We can't do that. This isn't how it is. And furthermore, to be, I mean, how, you know, yeah, Miss Richard said to come over a league is a misdemeanor. But I don't know. We just gotta just think about things, but we can't be sitting and honoring all these crazy people that are doing crimes. Yes, Mangeloni is a young man, but yes, he's not stupid. He knew what he was doing, you know? Right? Hi, Cody. Hi, honey. I mean, Mangione. I mean, it's not funny, everybody. Mangione. Yes, he's a young, nice-looking young man. But does that, just because somebody is nice looking, does that mean that they can get away with shooting somebody in the back of the head because they don't agree with them? Absolutely not. He needs to stay in jail. Come on now. This is not funny. It isn't. Why are you people, all you desperate ladies, always guys nice looking? And he went up and shot a man in the back of his head, cold blood murder, and didn't even flinch his eyebrows, his big bushy eyelashes. He didn't flinch, nothing. And you want to defend this man who done that? Come on now, people. What the hell are we living in? What kind of society are we living in here? That you're defending all these crazy criminals that are out in our streets, be hurting people and stuff. It is becoming the wild, wild west, Jason, because nobody don't care no more. It's like the people that are doing wrong, they want them out of jail. And the victims, well, they don't even care about the victims. And what happened to them? Exactly. He wasn't sent out of the country for beating his wife. I didn't say that, Richard. I didn't say that. But, we got to think about stuff, everybody. We got to think about different stuff. Yeah. But we got to think about different stuff, because there's a lot of different things, that are happening, and a lot of different scenarios. Now let's get back to tattoos, everybody. Let's talk about this, because a lot of people have tattoos, right? I don't have any yet, but a lot of people do. And a lot of people, their tattoos are meaning different things at different times of their life. Who the hell knows? One minute they're this, the next minute they're that, and they got tattoos all over their body about what they went through, right? Hi, first in firefighter. And so they got all these tattoos because, at that period of their life, they were maybe a gang person, or maybe they were just this or that. And so they inked their bodies up to prove what they were at that time of their life. Now let's talk about this, everybody. So now, people, I'm just kind of curious. So the people that got tattoos, maybe when they were younger, and this is flipping the script, and they were in a gang, and now they're no longer in a gang. What happens to them? And now they're no longer in that, and they got that damn tattoo when they were younger. Think about this. Let's just go to this level for a minute, and we're not talking about this Garcia guy at all. We're talking about just regular people. You know what I mean? That live their lives and have all these wild tattoos of when they were younger, right? Yeah, Richard said he don't have any tattoos. Now, so say you were I love, yeah, I can't wait to put one of my paintings, one of my favorite my one tap art on my arm or on my wrist, right? Okay, so say, you done it, you were in a gang when you were younger, and you were proud of it when you were younger, and you got that damn tattoo because you thought that was cool, right? Okay, now suddenly you're in your 30s, and it's not funny anymore. And now ICE is looking at those tattoos like, wait a minute, that's a tattoo of somebody that's in a gang. But then this happened when you were younger. And you're no longer that person that was young and dumb and done that, right? Just kind of wondering what's happening to those people. Exactly. I'm not talking about immigrants. I'm talking about Americans, not immigrants. No, I'm not talking about immigrants. I understand that. I'm talking about Americans. So what happens, everybody? Because you know how a lot of people be messing up their self with all this ink, and you know what I mean, and you got, and I don't like, everybody, a lot of these motorcycle gangs. Let's talk about that for real, because these one percenters in some of these motorcycle gangs are very violent and very dangerous, and they have, their one percenter tattoos. It could be across their chest, on their arms, on their face, who the hell knows. Oh no, never put nobody's name on your body, never. So what happens to this, everybody? Because now suddenly those kind of gangs that are motorcycle gangs, they're just as bad, everybody. Come on. They're just as bad as the mafia. And they don't care if they hurt somebody or kill somebody. What happens to them? Because they're out hurting people. And they could be Americans. What's going to go on? Is this all going to go down the line? Or is this just the MS-13 gang members? Or is this just is it different people? Even the American gangs, such as motorcycle gangs, that are the one percenters? Let's see what is going to happen, because listen, they hurt people too. Well, yes, absolutely, monkey juice, absolutely. So we'll see how that works out, because all these gangs are all the same, everybody. They're just in a different kind of realm or a different name, but they're all out, intimidating people, hurting people, everything. I had a friend just last year almost got beat to death by a 1% gang in Lancaster for rooting against the Eagles team. And they were at a bar, and the guy came up and beat him and almost killed him, one of my friends. And he didn't know this guy at all in this gang. Do you get what I'm saying? So are these one percenters and these people that are coming up and hurting people at bars and beating people to pops, but they're American citizens, but they're in gangs, are they going to get the same kind of repercussion? Because they're going around bullying people. They're going around hurting everybody. Hurt my friend, almost killed him. Exactly. So it's just a lot of stuff, everybody. We got to think about. This times of changing, and it's not just this MS-13 gang. It's many gangs, that are very violent. So we'll see what happens with that. But when you're younger and you get all this goofy stuff put on your body, remember, this stuff comes back. Don't be doing this to yourself. Don't be getting in the middle of these kind of gangs like this. It's not good for your life. What's the underworld? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of different things going on in this world. It's really scary. Yes, exactly. And a lot of these young kids and even adults, they're falling into these gangs because they feel like they need to belong in something. And then finally they're falling into these gangs and realizing, what they have to do to be in this gang. Yes. Oh, crime underworld. Oh. But is it no better than, and if we go back and we're talking about gangs and everything, then we got to do a sweep. Because then what about the mafia? That is the OG of the gangs, everybody. Come on now. The mafia is the OG of the OG of the OG. Right? Where does it end? Where does it end with this? Does it just end with MS-13, or are they going to clean house on the American gangs, motorcycle gangs that are violent? Yeah, Jason said he used to do criminal insurance bail. Oh my. So, it's just so much stuff, everybody, that's happening, that there's a lot of people getting hurt by different things on different gangs. Just wondering where it's gonna, is it gonna stop here, or, because these people get out and they hurt people over and over again. And so, I was just wondering how when, and this person that is in this gang that almost killed my friend last year, to come to find out, he hurt other people that he didn't even know. He was just roughing people up just to hurt them all over Lancaster, all over. People getting hurt real bad. So seriously, everybody, this isn't funny. There's a lot of other cleaning house of these gangs that, innocent people are getting hurt daily. And it's by motorcycle gangs, I mean, they're making the fucking mob look bad. That's pretty bad when you make the mob look bad, right? When they're the OG of the gangs, right? But, yeah. So, we'll see what happens, everybody. Oh, yes, absolutely. Organized crime, yes, absolutely. And maybe that's how they label the motorcycle gangs as probably organized crime, probably too. So I don't know how they're labeling all this stuff, but you're right, absolutely. I forgot. Yes, that's how they label the mafia. But it's no less dangerous, and it's no less hurting people. It's no less hurting innocent people. And these motorcycle gangs are no less hurting innocent people. Just like I said, my friend almost got killed over cheering for a team that was opposite of this motorcycle gangs team. It's crazy. It's scary. It's really scary, everybody. It's really, really, really scary. It's really scary. Jason said here in North Cali, just look at the jail in custom roster. It says it all. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And then I was thinking, everybody, I went, when I went, a couple weeks ago to get my real ID, right? I couldn't believe the blatant nerve of some, honestly, people that were from other countries trying to get a real ID and didn't even have a damn social security number, a birth certificate, or nothing. And I'm thinking, if ICE would come in here, they'd have a raid. I mean, how do you do? Shouldn't they have been afraid that ICE would have been in there sitting? I mean, that is scary, everybody. They're sitting. I mean, they're going to the DMVs and trying to get a real ID and don't even have no ID to get a real ID. How is this even happening? That's what I said, Richard. That's what I said. The motorcycle gangs make the mafia look like little Boy Scouts or something. Yes. It's not funny out there, everybody. Not funny. It's really, this is what I'm saying. So does it stop at MS-13, or are they going to just sweep some house? Because there's a lot of cleaning up to do. And a lot of people are getting hurt. It's crazy. Now, probably, it's a lot going on. It's definitely a lot going on. and a lot to handle. A lot to handle. And maybe this is sending a signal or something, right? That they're not going to tolerate it. Maybe it's sending a signal. You know what I mean? But see, you got to figure those people in the mafia, they got handshakes since they ain't got no tattoos. See, that's the thing. In the mafia, these people ain't playing. They don't got no tattoos and all this and that. They got handshake, eye movements, head movements. So you don't know who they are because they're not marking their bodies up with that. They got handshakes, movements, special, eye winks. Who the hell knows? Nose movements, lip movement. You don't know what they're doing because you can't find them. Because they got special other kind of techniques. And the motorcycle gangs will proudly to say that they'll put the 1% on their body. It's like the MS-13. Exactly, Richard. Exactly. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Right. Have your ID, your birth certificate, your social security number, and everything else. Oh, have they, Jason? I'm sure they'd have to. Callie's big on that. You know? Yeah, it's something. It's something. So yeah, so is this a signal that's sent out to all these other, because the 1%ers in gangs, they have the 1% on their bodies, everybody. They're proudly display it, just like the MS-13. And now let's get back to this, everybody. Let's get to another situation of, is that a gang person or is that not, right? So, I don't know anything about sports, so, I really don't know, right? But, so if somebody wears a certain team that they like, I mean, how do you know that that person is in a gang if they wear a certain hat or a shirt? And how about if they're not, but they're wearing that certain hat and that shirt? Is it how the hat's tucked on their head? Or I'm just kind of wondering about all this stuff. I'm just kind of wondering. Because a lot of this, is different. And a lot of gang people do wear sports attire and making those sports teams look bad, because then when innocent people wear that stuff, and they're, they might have their hat cocked off over here. Who the hell knows? I don't even know. I'm just wondering. Because I love going to baseball games. I love, right? I'm just saying, I gotta be careful wearing my baseball hat, right? With my favorite team on it. Oh my. And baseball season is in, so I will be at the baseball games. Oh my. Yes, that's right. And that's another thing. If you're sweaty and you wear a red headband, what's that mean? And if you're sweaty and you just so happen to have a blue one because they sell them at Dollar Tree, a blue and red one, what do you do? You can't make this stuff up, everybody. I'm just saying. Like, it's getting scary. Yes, and they're wearing these different colors. And you got to be careful. You have to be careful, everybody. This is getting yes. God forbid. I love the Baltimore Oilers. That's my favorite baseball team. Don't play with my hat now. Come on now. When I go to my baseball games this year, right? I gotta be careful. Oh boy. When I go see baseball games, because I love baseball. Oh my word. Monkey Juice said the Crips, the Bloods, and the 1%ers, and the, oh my God. It's endless. It's endless. It really is truly endless with these organized people, It's endless. Yes, exactly. You have to be aware of them, everyone, because a lot of people don't probably realize this stuff. You know, they don't realize all this stuff. And then they're walking around, they ain't even in a gang, but acting big and tough. Now, that's another story, everybody. Let's get to this part. For real. Now, I'm just breaking it down in logical terms, like regular folk. Now, you know how there's some people, come on now, everybody, that they're walking around and they've never been in a gang. They're not tough, but they're wearing all these kind of cryptic messages that could think that they're in them, but they're doing that just to walk around, maybe to protect herself, so nobody don't bother him. Come on now, let's knowledge is power here today, everybody. Come on now, let's break a scenario down, please, because there is some guys that you don't know what kind of neighborhood they're living in. It could be dangerous or something, right? And to protect themselves, they might put on a cap or a hoodie or something to pretend like they're in something so nobody don't bother them. You know, I'm serious. I'm sure there's guys out there that do that just to protect themselves. But really, they're not in that type of gang. I'm God serious. You know, because they don't want to be hurt, or they don't want the gangs coming after them or their family. So they'll put a sweatshirt on, or it might look similar to what these gangs are, but they're not in them. They're just trying to protect their lives from those type of people. You get what I mean? So there's different variables out there, everybody. And I'm serious. I think I just got to really narrow this down, because there's guys out there trying to protect themselves and their lives that aren't even in gangs like that. And they're just wearing these little hoodies and stuff just so they're not being hurt by these gangs if they're in a certain neighborhood. There's a lot of different variables to this now, everybody. Come on now. We can't round up innocent people that are scared of these gangs and they're, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that the Trump organization is doing that. I'm just saying that there's a lot of guys out there that are putting this stuff on that. Just, I don't know, they're scared and they want to look cool, or they're trying to pretend like they're tough and they're not. They're not fighters. And they're putting these things on and walking around and with this one leg up and down, and they don't even know how to fight, but they're just trying to protect their lives. What is happening here? Right? I'm serious, everybody. You know, some guys really do have to maybe act, have a fake little sweatshirt on or something. And they ain't got no tattoos or nothing. They're just, walking us just to get outside the door. It all depends where they live. Get their family outside the door. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Jason. There's too many followers. So how do you know the followers that are just trying to protect themselves and so they won't get beat up, right? Or won't get hurt by somebody? I know my brother, well, he was in a motorbike gang. I know. But I'm just saying, for like gangs, like street gangs, like MS-13 or something, or you know what I mean? I'm saying for street gangs. I'm not saying for the motorcycle gangs. You can't play with their stuff. They'll mess you up in a minute. But I'm just saying for the street gangs, to protect themselves and their family. I have no idea. There is a lot of, you're right, Jason. There's a lot of fake people out there doing this stuff. Then they talk all tough and they're not tough. And why they do that to themselves is they're trying to, put on this persona that they're tough, and really inside they're not. But they have to portray it. And it's scary. Now it's scary. It might have worked now, but now it's not working with ICE. So what's happening with them? The fake ones, they got to go back, it's really scary. People are trying to save their life. Right, Richard said, if they're faking that stuff. But I'm just saying, Richard, some neighborhoods, I am just saying, there probably could be guys out there doing that stuff. You know what I mean? Just to save their life and pretend like, oh, well, maybe that person will think that they are, so they'll leave them alone when they're walking down the street or something. Do you know what I mean? There could be people out there pretending something just so they can walk down the street to get to work or something like that. And they're really not in there. And Jason said in the 90s he had 3 guns pulled on him. And none of them. Exactly. I don't know what the hell. Yes. Oh my God. Oh Lord. Because there's a lot of fakers out there. There's wannabe gang members and there's the real ones that are real bad. It's scary out there, everybody. I mean, you got to think about stuff. I mean, and who would want to fake something like this? Even to walk down the street. But I guess some people got to, they have to pretend this little. Exactly. Some of it is a lot of shit's all fluff. Just to scare people. And a lot of it's not, Jason. A lot of these gang members will hurt people in a minute and think nothing of it. Just like I said, my friend almost got killed last year. For no reason at all. So, and his friends got hurt. They were all sitting there at the table watching his football game, and the spiker gangs was in there. And they didn't even know him. Didn't even know the 2 guys at all. So, you got to be careful, everybody. You just don't know. I mean, you don't know what the hell is encountering. And when you walk out the door, you just don't know, right? You don't know. And you don't know who's fluffing it, right? And who's fluffing stuff just to scare you? And there ain't nothing. And ICE ain't putting up with them either. Right? Because how are you supposed to decipher? Yeah, that's the 1% that will. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But it's really getting strange out here, everybody. Because, these gangs are taking over. These gangs are taking over. It's really scary. And you can't form any kind of thing nowadays. Because people think you're trying to form something. Yeah. But now it's everybody. It's just out there trying to protect our lives, Jason. Yeah. Exactly. You have to be safe, everybody. You have to be safe because you don't know. You know what I mean? Who is the fluff and who is not. So you got to be careful. You have to be careful and you have to be aware, That's what I'm saying, because there's too many people out there just, you don't know what's happening. You don't know what's going on. And it's real scary. Very, very scary. Very scary. And even Lancaster, little Lancaster, my hometown, it's growing in leaps and bounds with gangs. Hi, Fatima. How are you doing, honey? How are you? Hi, honey. How you doing? But yeah, just like I said, everybody, we're living in different times. And now, we're seeing the light of day that, and thank God, everybody. I mean, think about this. Thank God, the Trump administration really isn't putting up with this bullshit, because now people will feel safe that these people, if they try to hurt somebody, they're not going to play with them. Do you see what I mean? That's protecting innocent people, everyone. Seriously. A lot of these people are dangerous out there. And maybe this is sending a little warning signals to these people in these gangs that are going to try to hurt somebody. That if they get caught, doesn't matter. Right? I know. I mean, you would think as you get older, you can't mess this. It's just crazy stuff, right? Yes, more awareness. Exactly. Yes. It's really sad, everybody. You know, it's really, really sad. So I think it's bringing awareness and saying to these hard on gang members that, hey, look, we're not going to play with you either. And it really should send a signal to, and I mean, listen, I do have some people that are, what are those motorcycle gang? I do have some of them as my subscribers. What are they? The motorcycle gang. Hell's Angels. Yes, I know. It's scary. It's beyond scary, everybody. And I mean anybody, I don't care who it is. Anybody that's doing this crazy stuff, hurting people, I'm Godsmack serious. It's not funny. They're no better than the walking gangs like the MS-13. I mean they're probably worse probably in some ways. The motorcycle gang people. Yes, it's true. Yeah. And I ride motorcycle, and I remember one time, me and my friend at the time, he was an older gentleman. We just rode motorcycle together, and something fell down. I think it was one of either my backpack or something came off of it, and I just went down in my wheel, and I had to pull over. And when we did, these motorcycle gangs were getting smart with us, and I mean, and he was, I mean, it was terrible, and we didn't even do anything to him. We were like, "What the hell?" I'm like, "This is nuts." I had to pull. You got to be careful, everybody. Got to be careful. Exactly. Yeah, they want to fight something. Let them go fight these wars, everybody. Let them go fight wars. Exactly, Jason. Let them go fight. Don't keep them locked up in there. Remember, they're fighters. I don't understand why, I don't understand why they're not, using those guys to, they want to fight so bad and hurt people. Exactly. And see how tough they are when they get there. Say, spare our soldiers. Send them clowns over there. They already want to fight and hurt people. Exactly. You're right, Jason. I really agree with that 100%. I really honestly do. But the thing is, then they can turn around and, hurt somebody, hurt innocent people. It's crazy. And a lot of these gangs, everybody, if they're in single individual person, they're not nothing. But when they're in that gang and they're in like two or more or three or more, then they have balls of steel, right? Trump, Jason said he got to go talk to Trump. All right. He's going to go talk to Trump to get it done. I mean, after all, they do have prisoners that have a firefighter program. They go and fight wildfires and stuff, and that's successful. They already have stuff like that already in place. So I guess it's out in the West. So I don't understand why a lot of these hard on criminals that already like to fight. Why are they sitting in jail? Don't waste our soldiers' lives on this bullshit. No. And I don't understand why that's not even in place, everybody. If I was president, I would really consider something like that. I really would. If I was president, I would honestly consider something like that. Don't send our soldiers over there in this craziness. Don't send our soldiers. Send these guys in jail that are already wanting to hurt people, done killed people, done They ain't worried about dying, right? Have a program that they can sign up. Put them on it. Get them on there. All right. Absolutely. You know, when I was sitting and thinking, you know, they have them in that El Salvador prison. If it was me and I was the president, I would honestly, I would have them, they wouldn't be sitting in there just doing nothing. No, they would be having in our military in certain aspects. I would have them in the military. I wouldn't just have them sitting in there on top of one another, not doing a goddamn thing and eating the same thing over and over again. No, they would be helping my country. They would be a soldier, and they would be helping out. I wouldn't have them sitting in there. They're fighters already. Well, guess what? You're going to be a fighter. You're going to be a fighter. You're going to defend our country. You're not going to sit in this prison and just do dumb shit and look stupid all day. Exactly. See, I wouldn't just have them sitting in there. No, no. I wouldn't be having them sitting there with their white suits on. No, you would have some soldier military clothes on. And you would be training in case we need people on the front line. Because after all, you've been on the front line out in the streets fighting and killing people, right? So they would be good at that. Oh, I would not have them if I was their president. Shit. I don't care. They wouldn't be standing in there in no white t-shirts and white shorts. Absolutely not. You're going to get on, you're going to be in the military and you're going to be on the front line. You want to act like a badass, you're going to be a badass for our country. And you're going to stand up and you're going to be a badass. So you want to fight, you're going to help defend this country. That's what I would do if I was president. I wouldn't have them sitting in there like that. Sorry. They're already in there the rest of their lives. Why are they not helping that military? Why? Why? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And I'm a woman and thinking this way. Why isn't the president doing that? No, that wouldn't work for me. That wouldn't work with me. That wouldn't work right with me. And I'm a woman. I would be straightening it out real quick. Real quick. They would be soldiers. On the front line, soldiers. I wouldn't give a damn. I don't care. Don't care. Fixing to know something. They wouldn't want me to be the president. They think that guy's hard. Don't think so. Wouldn't work with me. Their asses would be in military clothes and marching to my drum. And I would not play games with them. I wouldn't have them sitting there. It's wasting time. How about if a war breaks out? I'm just saying, you know, you got to think about things, you know. Yeah, that's right. But I mean, in El Salvador, even here, everybody, even here in our own country, there's people on death row that have done murder people heinously. They don't care. They're sitting in prison doing nothing but getting their muscles stronger. They're just sitting there. They are not getting out. There got to be programs. Our soldiers, it's not fair to our soldiers to be on the front line when we got people in jail that ain't afraid to kill nobody. But yet we're putting our soldiers on the front line. No, I would be having a program. Their asses would be in it. And I'm serious, I would. Even in the United States, I'm sorry. They wouldn't want me to be a president because I would be changing some things real quick with this prison system. All these clowns in here in this prison, sitting in here getting their muscles stronger for what? For what? Your ass is going to be getting in a uniform and your asses are going to guess what? See, that's what I would be doing. I wouldn't play games with them. They wouldn't be sitting in there doing all that stuff with me. Wouldn't work. Exactly. That, Richard, I'm telling you, the president is not utilizing these men who already are on the front lines. We're on the front lines of society. and so brazenly and so willingly just killed people with nothing. And they're just sitting there on top of one another doing absolutely nothing. That would not work with me. Their asses would be marching, and there would be in the military, and they would be fighting our country, for our country. I would not have them sitting there just doing a goddamn thing. It wouldn't work with me. And that's why I don't understand how that president does not have something like that already. There's nothing, you know? They're sitting there. They've already killed so many people. And then our poor soldiers, their soldiers, have to go in the front line. When these mofos are sitting in there doing goddamn nothing but fucking nothing but being on top of one another, hell to the no. You're gonna march to it. You're gonna step to it. You're gonna get in a goddamn military outfit, and guess what? When we need you, you're gonna be on the front line. That's how it's gonna be. That's what I would do if I was the president. I would not put up with this bullshit, everybody. I would not put up with it. They would not be on top of anybody. No. You're going to be training just like our military's training. Your asses are going to be training because you're already killers. That's what I'm saying, Richard. Put them out there. But no, we're not thinking like this, everybody. No, we have them on top of one another. They're getting stronger in prison. Even in the United States here, everyone. This is sinful. We've got prisoners that are young men sitting in jail the rest of their lives, getting their muscles stronger to bust up on other prisoners. No. That would not work with me. No. Absolutely goddamn not. Your ass would be in a military outfit, and you're already in jail the rest of your life for killing people. And I'm going to let you sit in this prison and build your muscles up for goddamn nothing? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Your asses would be in a military outfit, and you would be training just like our military that put their lives on the dotted line for all your asses to sit in prison and just build your muscles up for nothing. Then you're going to lose your muscles. You're going to use your muscles under me. If I was the president, they'd be using them damn muscles. Just as our soldiers who walked into an office and signed their name to put their name on a dotted line to die for a country, and you mean to tell me there is prisoners in jail, young guys, didn't hesitate to kill nobody, and they ain't doing a damn thing with their muscles. No, absolutely not. Yes, this would be training. Yeah. Oh, I would, Richard. I don't give a goddamn what anybody said. I'm sorry. Yes, I would if I was president. See, everything's all twisted around, everybody. See, this is why the crime is growing. These young people have no respect for anyone because guess what? They can sit their asses in jail, okay? And build their muscles up, intimidate other people. No. It wouldn't work that way with me. You get your ass in there and do this, you're going to start marching. And you're going to start marching. And you're going to be a soldier now. You're going to be a soldier now. And we can't be easy. See, this is what I'm saying. We're too easy on these prisoners, everybody. We're too easy on this shit. And this is why our young people have no respect for society. Let their asses go to jail and because they killed somebody. And let their asses go to jail for the rest of their lives. You're already property now of this United States of America. And guess what? Your ass is officially in the service. Hello, welcome to the service. Exactly. So why not put them on the front lines? Because after all, they're tough as fuck. And they don't mind just harassing other people and killing people and innocent people, right? Exactly. But yet our soldiers have to go on the front line and put their lives in jail. in danger, while all these men and these young guys are building their muscles up every day, and we're not utilizing their muscles to protect our country. No, 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 no. It don't work that way. If you're of age, if you're of age, you're gonna be in the prison army. Welcome to it. Welcome to it. And I don't give a fuck. That's what I would be like. Welcome to the prison army. Welcome. I don't get you exactly. It's terrible. But I mean, for our people that are in jail, our guys that are in jail, our young guys in jail for life for killing people. Oh no, you wouldn't be just sitting in there doing nothing. Your ass would be getting trained right alongside our soldiers. As a matter of fact, I'd have a facility for all of you to be getting trained separately. So that way you can be on the front line. You can utilize them goddamn skills that got you in jail, right? That's what I would be doing. Yeah, you utilize them skills real quick that you hurt other people out in society. So you're not going to sit in my prisons and build your goddamn muscles up. Absolutely not. You're going to be heading to a prison, and it's going to be, guess what? Welcome to the United States of America Army. Because you are not going to sit in my prisons and build your goddamn muscles up for free. Absolutely not. And we need to do this, everybody. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. Do you realize right now, we're down low for registrations? Well, we shouldn't be. There's prisoners in jail, young, very young men. No, absolutely not. Not under me, they wouldn't be if I was president. Absolutely not. I don't give a fuck what anybody said. No, I don't want to be president. No, but I'm just saying that's what I would do, everybody. I would. They wouldn't get away with this. Sitting in prisons. I'm the El Salvador president. I'm telling you, utilize those guys. They're sitting there. They're sitting there. Put them on the front line. Put them in soldier outfits. Prison soldiers. There you go. Prison soldiers, right, everybody? Come on now. They are so tough and so bad. Prison soldiers. There gotta be something like that, everyone. I'm serious. Because then that'll give young people, they'll think before they go, they get in trouble, right? These young kids will think before they get in trouble. Because if they have to enter jail at such a young age for committing a crime, and there's no repercussions now, there's none. Welcome to, guess what? The United States prison, right? For a soldier prison. There you go. There should be one. Trump should start one. A soldier prison for prisoners. I'm not joking you. Make their asses utilize their muscles instead of sitting in jail and doing stuff. I wouldn't play. And I wouldn't care what Democrats nor whatever Republicans, I wouldn't give a fuck what any of them said. It would happen. It would happen. Welcome to the prisoner soldier prison. Yeah, right. So yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Because right now they're sitting and ain't doing nothing but thinking about hurting somebody else. Sitting and just thinking. Ain't doing nothing but sitting in prison and thinking and building their muscles for what? Nothing to come out someday and hurt other people. Well, guess what? They wouldn't be doing that under me. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, I know, Jason, it's sad. But a lot of people wouldn't like that because they'd be going, oh, well, they shouldn't be there. No, they wanted to be there. They hurt other people. They hurt other people. They hurt other people. Our soldiers deserve a break from being on the front line. Right? Am I telling the truth or not, Jason? I'm serious. Am I keeping it real? For real. I mean, they're sitting there. Exactly, Jason. To do absolutely nothing but build their muscles. Right, Richard. Because they're sitting there. It's okay. You're paying. The government has to pay for these people to sit in prison and build their muscles the rest of their lives. They're young adults. They're healthy. Okay, they're sitting there doing absolutely nothing. Welcome to the prison army. Seriously. Or you got to call it something else rather than the army. But you know what I'm saying, right? Right, Richard? You know what I mean, right? Because it's not funny. I mean, it's really, really not funny. And I'm sitting and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, now the El Salvadorian president, come on now. Come on. Yes, they're hardened criminals, but yes, their asses can be the soldiers. Prison soldiers. And Richard's laughing his ass off, but I know I'm telling the truth. I ain't playing. Welcome to it. You keep coming back, you keep hurting people, you keep doing the same shit over and over again. I wouldn't even have a table for them. See, that's getting them too comfortable, everybody. Giving them tables, laptops, iPads. What would make them? That's why they keep coming back. They're getting them comfortable to come back to prison over and over and over and over again. It's ridiculous. It's craziness. And then the young people, they don't care, but if they were prisoner soldiers, they would care. They'd have to straighten up. Oh, I wouldn't give them nothing like that. They'd have to straighten up. There wouldn't be no such thing. Yeah. But it's a shame, everybody. It really is, where we have people putting their lives, signing a dotted line, to join our military. And then we have people sitting in jail that ain't signing a dotted line even for a job. And they're sitting in there and not doing a damn thing but building muscles. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. It's craziness what's happening. I'm serious. It's dire straits craziness. It's nuts. It's nuts. And see, they wonder why. And this is what I'm saying, Jason. There needs to be a prison military. Do you not understand? There needs to be. Because then they ain't got time to be going online. Because guess what? After all, our soldiers put their name on a dotted line for Uncle Sam. Now they're in jail, these young guys. They ain't got time to be having no iPads. Our soldiers, some of them don't even get that luxury. I mean, there has to be something different, everybody. We got to, as different presidents come in and out of the White House over the years, they got to have something different. They got to have a different strategy for these prisoners. I'm not lying to you, because this isn't funny. This isn't funny. They can sit in there and build all their muscles up and stuff and ain't doing shit with them. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nope. Wouldn't work with me. It would not work with me at all. No. Nope. It's not. It wouldn't work. I mean, there's got to be something different, everybody. There has to be. There has to be. And this is why everything's so bad right now. The world's so bad. We got people walking around hurting people and gang members and this and that. And when they go to jail, they're still gang members. Put them in military prison. Give them an outfit. So if we need them, they can fight. Right? Seriously, nobody ever thinks about stuff and thinks outside the box like that. No, we just want to throw them in jail and let them sit in there on top of one another. Right? Right, Richard? No, and when Richard said Tina ain't no joke. I'm God serious. Because I was sitting, see, that to me is wasting time. When I sat and looked at them on top of one another, I'm like, that president ain't doing something right. I don't give a fuck. They be in military clothes. Welcome to the military prison. You're badass. Welcome to it. And your ass is going to get in the military whether you like it or not, because guess what? Now you're here for life because you hurt other people, and you're going to just see how our soldiers are when they have to go in the front line. And some of them don't come back. And welcome to it. Welcome to prison military. Richard said, "Oh my God, Tina." Well, I'm just saying, that's, I looked at that and I'm like, they're not even utilizing these guys. This is ridiculous. They need to be doing something. They need to not be sitting on top of one another. Damn right. They need to be, I'm serious. You know, that's a small country. Small military. And you got all them hard-on guys in there. And you're not utilizing them. Absolutely not. Welcome to the military prison. And I wish they would do this. I'm serious. I really wish that they would really do something like that. And then you'll see how many of these young people come back to jail, especially in our country. These young people ain't got nothing. They can just go in jail. It's easy. Just going in there. Sit down, grow your muscles for nothing so you can come back out and hurt somebody else again. Not on my watch. It wouldn't be like that. You wouldn't be doing that. Now, I'm just saying, everybody, you got to be tough about stuff. I mean, we're so wimpified in this country. And all we do is pansy to freaking people, you know, in jail. Our military people, look, they signed on a dotted line. And these fuckers are sitting in jail, growing their muscles for nothing? Hells to the no. Welcome. Now sit down and shut the hell up and get this goddamn outfit on now. And I don't want to hear it. That's how I would be. Welcome to my military. Why aren't we doing something like that? Why hasn't anybody thought about something like that? Seriously. This isn't funny. They need to think about stuff like this. So that way none of these young kids can keep committing crimes over and over and over again. It's terrible. It's disgusting. They wouldn't be doing that if I was president. They would not be doing that. They'd be in the prison military. Maybe Trump needs to start something like that. Seriously, and I'm not making this up. Prison military. Get their asses some goddamn fatigues and have them do drills just like our military does. And see how they feel. And I guarantee you, straighten their asses up. Start a military prison. Yeah, it's terrible. It's too easy. That's why they keep going in and out of jail. That's why they keep doing it. That's why people are, look at Mangione. Get his ass in the military prison. Start a military prison and get their asses in there. Yeah. But no, we're so soft on everything. That's why so much stuff happens. We're so soft. It's not even funny. We're soft. I wouldn't be soft. Absolutely not. And I really think they should do something like that, everybody. Honestly, I'm God serious. You would see how that would change around and how a lot of these young people and even adults would stop their damn crimes, stop hurting people if they had to go to the military prison, where now they become a military soldier. And now they got to see how it's going to get up and do the drills, and they have to march, and they have to do everything our military does, that the people that signed so graciously are fighters on the dotted line. Now they have to do it. Now they have to do it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And see how they'll straighten their asses up. All these gang members, it doesn't matter. You're going to the prison, the military prison. Welcome. But no, we won't do something like that. Hi, Murad. How are you, honey? How are you doing? Because when we're too easy, everybody, this is just what's happening, you know? Innocent people. Yeah, I don't even know what that's even saying. I don't even know what that's even saying. But hi. Whatever it is. Okay. I don't even know what the hell you're saying. But have a blessed day. How about that? I don't even know what they're saying. Probably something bad, but I don't care. Have a blessed day. But yeah, it's just something, everybody. We just got to wake up. We're doing stuff so different. We're catering. We're just doing stuff. It's not enough. Hold on a minute, everybody. Somebody's got... hold on a second, everybody. Okay, hold on. We just got to just completely... Richard says that's Richard. That's exactly what I am saying. If they had to go, right? Seriously, I mean, look, there's a program for firefighters for prisoners. You know, and they go in the front line when there's fires. I mean, even just in California, the bad wildfires were out there. You had the prisoners out there. You know, we can't be afraid of these prisoners that are true hard on. They have got to listen, everybody. They already done crime, and now it's time for them to serve our country. Be a military prisoner now. Now you have to serve our country. Now you have to know what it's like. But no, we don't do that. We cater to them. We let them sit in prisons and pile up on top of each other. I know, not here, but it should be. You're right, but it should be, right? Doesn't that make sense for something like that? Come on now. I mean, seriously, and have them sitting in jail the rest of their lives? Why not have a military prison where they're soldiers? They're prisoners, but they're soldiers. They got to contribute to our military. You know? No, it's not constitutional, but it should be. It should be. Well, everybody, I'm going to get off. It's been over an hour and a half now. So I'm going to let you go for now, and I'll see you later on, honey. What time is it? All right, honey. Yeah, Richard said, because I don't think you could have a felon record and join. But here's the thing, though, Richard. What I'm saying is the ones that are already in, that are building their muscles, they're not in our army and our part. They're in a certain part, which is the prisoner military. And then when we need them to be on the front lines, then we utilize them. But they're going to be training just like our soldiers train, right? Do you get what I'm saying, right? I understand they couldn't be in our regular military, but they damn sure could be in prison military. And they damn sure would be utilized when we need them. But no, we let them sit there on top of one another, doing a goddamn thing. Jason said Tina's, oh Lord. Right, Jason? Lots going on. Exactly. Peace and joy. Hi, honey. Lots going on. Fixing to know. All right, honeys. I love yous. See you later, honey. I'll get going. It's over an hour and a half. So I'll see you tonight at 8:30. You don't want to miss a thing, everybody. Thank you for your likes and your subscribes. Thank you. I greatly appreciate all your subscribes and your likes. Thank you very much. And watching. Lots going on. Yes, there is, honey. There's so much going on. It's sad. It's sad, everybody. It's very, very, very sad. Very, very sad. And it don't have to be like that. So, everybody, I love yous. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you later, everybody, okay? Bye.